Island's Claudia Jordan asking you to support a fellow Rhode Islander and check out Remi TV. That's right, Remi TV.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Maya, and you were tuned into Remi TV.
Hey you guys, your girl Tahiri, and I had an amazing time. Shout out to Remi
What's up?
TV.
It's your boy Slim 112. Hey, this is Remi TV.
What's up, y'all? This your boy Wyclef Jean. Y'all watching Remi TV.
Hey, what's going on? This your boy Rel from NEXT. For the best interviews, local and international, check out my girl Remi right now, right here, Remi TV. Brother, baby. Peace.
What's up, y'all? This your boy Deron from 112 checking in. You already know what it is. You watching Remi
Hey, yo,
TV,
check this out.
where
This your boy
positivity
Happy
lives.
representing infamous Small Deep. And right now you watching Remi TV.
What's going on, everybody? We are back with another special guest. We have Eszylfie Taylor. How you doing?
It's the best day of my life. How you doing today?
Good, good. I love that line. It's the best day of my life. I love that.
Yes, yes.
How are you doing though? Like, what's going on in your world? Like, what are you doing today?
Everything's going on. I jokingly say I'm juggling knives these days. Lots going on. Trying not to get cut, right? So
Right.
yeah.
So if you guys didn't know who this man is, he is a financial advisor to the stars, yoga instructor, businessman, and reality star. He is amazing. He wears a lot of hats, guys. He wears a lot of hats. We're gonna get into all of it today. So first I wanna start off with, where are you from?
I'm from LA. I grew up in Pasadena, California. My father is from Ghana, West Africa. My mother is American, from North Carolina. So I am truly the epitome of African American with those roots. But I grew up in Southern California.
That's cool. Well, I'm half Nigerian, so I'm African too. I'm African American too. So that's pretty cool. You know, we vibing. We Africans over here.
Yes.
So I know you've been a financial advisor for a long time, and you do wear many, many hats, right? First off, I want to start off with, what is a financial advisor for people who don't know?
Yeah, the term financial advisor is used very loosely. I'd say in a general sense, as the name suggests, it's someone who advises you and gives you insights as it relates to your financial wellness. And there's many areas to that, right? You have your just basic financial planning, income, expenses, budgeting. You've got investment management. You've got insurance services. You've got real estate and lending needs. And so there's a lot of nuances as it relates to the work that an advisor can do. So, but I'd say in a general sense, it's someone who's, if for lack of a better description, it's your financial Sherpa, someone who's guiding you through the various choices and things that you need to make in your financial life.
That's interesting. There was some things in there that I didn't even know, because like you said, people use the word very loosely, right?
Yeah. I mean, I remember one time I was at a networking function and a gentleman handed me his card and it said financial advisor on it. And I was like, oh, like what firm do you work with? Like, what do you do? And he goes, well, I do mortgages. And I was like, oh, okay. Right. And so,
right.
It just, in my experience, to your point, I've been in this industry for 22 years. And so I've met, all types of people that, put themselves out as advisors, but may very well have certain specialties. And this is similar, like what most people could relate to. It's almost like you've got your general care doctor, right? Your doctor you go to for just checkups and things. And then if you had a heart issue, who would you go to? Well, you go to the cardiologist, right? If you needed something for your eye, you go to an optometrist, right? So you're going to a specialist for those things. And so one of the challenging things would be like, oh, I have an advisor. It's okay, that's great, but does that advisor cover your entire financial picture, or are they myopic, or are they focused on a singular thing? And it's not bad to work with someone who's focused on a singular thing, but what people do need to recognize is there's more than in an investment account alone, or more than insurance alone, or more than real estate alone that makes up a sound financial plan. There's many components to it, and whether your advisor handles all of them or you work with a number of different professionals to take care of your needs, it's important that you do address all of them.
Right, okay. And the question I had to ask you it was stuck in my head because me personally, I never had a financial advisor before. So could you tell me why having one is so important?
I always say, like, if you aim at nothing, you'll hit it with amazing accuracy. right? So how could you plan, or how could you win a game, if you will, if you don't know the rules of the game? So you use an advisor, you use a professional to essentially tell you the rules of the game. It's how it works. And that's my mantra. I don't even necessarily tell people what to do as much as I tell people how things work. And when you understand how they work, then you can decide, right? So my whole position exists to give people the information and make educated decisions. And when you're educated, when you know better, then you can do better.
That's true. I agree with that 100%. Well, I know in the state of Rhode Island, right, with small businesses and things like that, I think that topic doesn't come up a lot. So I'm actually glad to have you on the show, because it's definitely going to be great to spread awareness to people who don't know the definition of a financial advisor and all the things that it comes with. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So it's super important.
Yeah. And I think one of the biggest, misperceptions, I say, not only with using an advisor, but even like having trust and estate planning, is that you have to be ultra high net worth. Like you have to have millions of dollars to enlist, the help of these people. And while sure, right, like it's you have a lot more in the way of planning opportunities if you have a lot of money and resources. Like, basic advisory tools and professionals are out there to help people pretty much at any level.
Right. How did you get into this journey? Like, what made you say, I want to work as a financial advisor?
Yeah, I think, I was the kid in the sixth grade walking around with the Wall Street Journal and wearing a Harvard sweatshirt, right? So I always had an idea for business and wanted to stand out. Didn't really know careers like mine existed when I was in school. Even through college, I didn't know how it worked. So it wasn't really until I was in it doing it that I figured out what I was actually gonna do and my purpose. But I've loved it. I've had a great career, and ultimately I get paid to help people, right? I get paid to help people protect assets, build assets and perpetuate wealth, right? And so that's kind of cool. And so, I wish I could have told you like, oh yeah, as a boy, I knew this was what I was going to do. Like I can't say that was it. I knew coming out of college, I wanted to do something entrepreneurial. I knew coming out of college, I wanted to make a lot of money and make a big wave. And so I feel blessed to have been in an industry where the money I make is really a direct byproduct of the people I help and the lives I touch. So in that respect, it's been a win-win.
Right. And what type of clients do you typically work with?
Yeah. The profile of my clients have changed over the years, right? When I was 22 years old, imagine, right? My friends didn't have any money. We're all broke. I came up in the business, writing, $50 a month life insurance policies and putting $100 a month in brokerage accounts, right? And I kind of grew up over the years, and I've had the unique privilege at this point of working with athletes, entertainers, celebrities, business owners, and the like. I don't really turn my back on anyone. I believe everyone needs to be helped. And this is kind of a perfect segue into why I did the show and why I created the Mind, Body, Money app on the App Store and these things, is because even if I wanted to, I can't help everyone, right? I'm one person, right? And so the information and the experience and things that I have, I think are valuable. And I think that millions, tens of millions of people can use it, right? And so having a platform to share the nuances of sound planning and sound decision making to the masses is very appealing to me. And so I unfortunately I can't help everyone in the country open an IRA. Right? So I am this platform to educate people, and again, ultimately, whether they come to me to do it or go to their existing advisor or go open it up on their own through some brokerage platform or whatever it is, however people act, the fact that they're acting, is enough for me.
Right. I love that. What I was going to say to you too is, I know there's a lot of people who don't have a lot of money. Does it matter? Like, would you still be willing to help those people?
Yeah, it's one of the things I say. It's tough. It's like I can only help people that can write checks, right? So it's like I can, and again, it's why I create these platforms. I have a book on Amazon called Ask the Experts. That's up there to promote financial literacy. I've got an app on the App Store, Mind, Body, Money. Helping someone is all relative, right? Like, can I take on a client that doesn't have money? Well, no, because how can they fund clients if they have no money, right? But can I still help that person by educating them? Can I still help that person by inspiring them? Sure. And that's what, you know, the book and the show and the app allow me to do. So yeah, I mean, I'll never tell someone, sorry, you don't have enough money for me. You know, I'm not going to speak to you. I'm not wired that way, because at one point in my career, I was that person who had nothing.
Right. I love that. I
So
love that
you
you're
always
still
have,
helping. I love that you're still helping. I love that you have that book. And you say you have an app. Could you tell us a little bit more about the app?
yeah. So my show is entitled Mind, Body, Money. And beyond just having a 30-minute series on TV, I wanted to go one step further and provide more insights, and also not just my own, right? I have one set of experiences and perspective and ideas. And so this app includes not only videos from me, but videos from other thought leaders and professionals on the 3K areas of life, I believe: mind, body, and money. Mastering strong mind and manifestation in your mind, right? Health and wellness with your body, understanding that, and then your money, right? And how to be a good steward of your money. And so I've got, you know, several hundred videos and affirmation tools and things on this app that you can download for free on the App Store and you know, get your life on track.
That's right. You heard them, guys. It's free on the Apple Store. So definitely go and check the app. And he said it's affirmations on there. You got me with that one. You know, so I will be downloading that one myself.
Mind, body, money.
Mind, body, money. I love that. Can you give some financial advice to entrepreneurs and public figures?
You know, like I just said before, right? If you aim at nothing, you'll hit it with amazing accuracy. So don't just move or do something to do something. You have to have a game plan, right? The one thing that biggest piece of advice I'd give to most anyone, entrepreneurs and the like, is to focus solely on process and detach yourself from outcome. When you identify what you want to do, where you want to be, who you want to be, reverse engineer into that. What are the things I control? What are the things I can do to make that happen? And focus solely on that. Detach yourself from outcome, because you don't control what anyone else does. You don't control what anyone else buys. You don't control where anyone else goes. You only control yourself. So that's my advice. Focus on process, detach yourself from outcome. I had to learn that in my career. I don't get too high on the highs. I don't get too low on the lows. If I have a monster day and close $1 million deal, great. If I have a horrible day and $1 million deal falls apart, great. I'm just gonna keep it moving.
I love that.
I don't control, right? You know, anything other than my effort and my spirit, right? So I'm just gonna remain positive and keep trudging forward.
I love that. And it's so crazy how you're talking about positivity. Like, just by the way that you're speaking, I know that you do affirmations. I know that you manifest. I can tell. And I think that's super. That's amazing.
I am authentically this person. It's not like I go on TV or go on a radio show or something or write something and then I turn into a different person. I believe how you do some things is how you do everything, right? So this is who I am, right? So you know, I don't think you can be around me and not help but feel like you're ready to run through a brick wall and get things done, right? Because this is like the kind of energy that I have. And again, to be clear, right? Like, I'm a massive failure. It's not like, oh yeah, this guy's so happy because everything goes his way, right? Now, I've had days in my life I didn't know I was going to eat. I've had days in my life where I didn't know I was going to put gas in my car. I've had points in my business where I didn't know I was going to make payroll. I've been there, right?
Yeah.
And yet I persist, right? And so I tell people all the time, I don't believe in winning and losing. I believe in winning and learning. And we experience things, both good and bad, for a specific reason. And I think that, you know, I've taken the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I've tried to become better from it and learn from it and keep pushing forward.
I love that. I love that. I want to get into your reality show that's coming out October 1st, Mind, Body, Money.
Yep.
That is amazing. First of all, congratulations. I love to see anybody of color doing their thing. You know what I mean? Could you tell us what the reality show is about? And I know you executive produced it, so.
Yeah, I did all the things. Starred, executive produced, writer, all the things. Again, you know, my whole mantra, I'm going to die with memories, not dreams, right? Like, I'm swinging. And the show is basically a follow doc of my life, working with athletes, entertainers, celebrities, all the way down to your everyday men and women, as we're all kind of going through this journey to become the best versions of ourselves and how we go through that, right? And so I'm really excited about the project. We had an opportunity to shoot all over the country with a bunch of household names that everybody would know, and again, in other storylines that people are going to relate to, right? So me being going through divorce and being a girl dad and having 3 girls and how you deal with that and blended families and raising kids and all that, which I'm sure a lot of people can relate to and still run a business. And then again, the celebrities and things that people perceive to have it all figured out and, you know, have it all done. You see that, hey, they're going through it just like me, right? Just like anyone else. And they have their own set of challenges as well. And again, when do you watch TV and learn? When do you watch TV and be inspired? When do you watch TV and have a zest to be better, right? And not a knock to other shows out there, but I think there's a lot of divisiveness and there's a lot of, you know, trash out there, right? And one of the things that I say with our body is we naturally think about body. And I said mind, body, money. We think of our body. We think about really what we eat, right? Or maybe exercise. But our body isn't only what we eat or how much we exercise. Our body is what we watch. Our body's what we listen to. That's our diet, right? Is what we watch, what we listen to, who are around, right? That's all goes into our diet. That all affects our body. That all affects our psyche. And so I just want to give America, I just want to give the world a shot in the arm of positivity and inspiration. And most importantly, not just the what. We see a lot of that. We've seen the cribs and the bling and the lifestyles of the rich and famous. We've seen those things. We've seen the what. Right. But I don't only want to give people the what, I want to give them the how. Right. We see what's possible, but we don't see how they got it. Yeah, that guy has $1 million house. We see he has a phantom. How do you get it? Right. How do you get it? And then how do you keep it?
Right.
Right. And so I want to, as much as I want to show people what's possible, I want to show them how they can achieve it too. And it's all relative. Success is all relative. Not everyone, you know, is meant or wants to even be a millionaire. Or
That's true.
But how can every single person out there be the best version of themselves, whatever that means to them? That is my purpose. That is what I'd like help people to do.
That's dope. And was you nervous at first to put your personal life out there? Is there anything that you was like, oh man?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, that's something that I was really resistant to initially. You know, as a business owner and as a speaker and that, I don't really have a problem being on stage and sharing and connecting with people. So there was no nervousness in terms of getting out in front of people. I think I did have some apprehensions about like revealing my life, like my real life. But I think what people will see is there's a level of authenticity and vulnerability that I show there, because I think, you know, people might have a perception of me and from what you see online or what people read, oh, I'm so successful and I have all this stuff and I've had this charmed life, and it's like,
right.
Not really, you know, like, oh, but by all means, I mean, I've certainly been blessed and there are people that have had it far worse than but I earned this. Like, it wasn't given to me. Like, it didn't fall in my lap. Like I took it. So many people in life are waiting to be given a chance. I don't believe in life you're ever given chances. I think you got to take them, take chances. So, you know, I'm here for that. But I think also being executive producer of the show, it helped alleviate some of those concerns, because I knew what I was shooting, and I knew the messaging and the takeaways from what I was shooting were going to be positive.
That's the best part.
I don't want to paint myself or anyone on the show in a negative light. And that doesn't mean that we don't talk about problems. It doesn't mean we don't talk about challenges. It doesn't mean that there's not drama. It's just not gratuitous, unnecessary nastiness, right? It's just life.
Yeah, I like that. And I also wanted to go back into, because I know you're a yoga instructor. I know you said a little bit about that. And I know that it could possibly help you with your mental health, right? Because you're so positive. Could you tell us how yoga helps you on your daily life?
Yeah, I mean, moving my body is something I got to do every day. Even today's been a crazy one, and I haven't had a chance to do yoga yet. And I'm like even sitting here, you know, like jittery, right? Like I gotta move my body every day. So it's certainly a part of what I do. I believe that it's a big part of wellness. It's funny because I got a birthday coming up next week, and
happy early birthday.
Yeah, thank you. People oftentimes think I'm 10, 15, 17 years younger than I am. And I attribute that to positivity, right? And mindset and health and wellness and moving my body and that, you know, for sure. So I'm the real life Benjamin Button, reverse aging. But I believe a lot of that has to do with just spirit, right? You know, and when you feel good, right, I think that comes across in just your demeanor and you look good. I think it just, it uplifts your overall spirit. So taking yoga, teaching yoga has been a wonderful outlet for me to ground down myself, slow down, take care of myself, and also build community and relationships with people that I probably would not have otherwise encountered in my regular everyday life. So it's been a great blessing to have in my life.
Right. Would you be able to show us one yoga move, like something real simple that we could all do to calm our emotions?
Yeah, I think if I were to say like, there's something called mountain pose, right? Where your arms are high, biceps are framing in your ears, and you turn your pinky fingers in towards one another, relax your shoulder blades down your back. You take a big inhale breath. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. This is called Samastitihi. Hands to heart center, eyes closed, or perhaps gazing at your fingertips, and really grounding down into this place. And every day I try to find a different intention, a different purpose. And as I enter this new chapter of my life with the show coming out and different opportunities that are coming to me, there's a great deal of fear and anxiety. And I'm sure that many of the listeners and viewers today may very well have their own set of fears and anxiety. And my encouragement to everyone today would be, if you cannot get over your fear, then do it afraid, right? And to remember that everything happens with purpose. And as we take a big inhale breath, holding it at the top, big exhale out, remembering this universal truth. In order to reach out for what's in front of you, you must let go of what's behind you.
I love
One
that.
more inhale breath.
I love
exhale,
that.
release. So blink open your eyes, shake it out. You should feel invigorated, a new spirit, and ready to go capture the world, go crush it.
I love that. See, the problem with me is every time I try to do yoga and I close my eyes, I be like, oh my God, there's a ghost over there back there somewhere.
Yeah, I was very much like that too. They call it monkey mind, right? Where you're not really able to slow down and stop. And I was like that too. I'd be in yoga, like stretching, like, oh man, I gotta call that person back. Oh, I didn't send that fax. I gotta respond to that email. So even as I'm in class, but I've learned to literally, when I stop in the class and step on my mat, just to let everything else go. And it's 60 minutes, right? You can do anything for 60 minutes. Right. And so you just let everything else go. But you need that. Through a good part of my career, I would consider taking vacations or taking breaks or resting as a sign of weakness. Right. Like, my son is weak. Right. You got to keep moving. You got to keep pushing. Right. I'll rest when I'm dead type mentality. And what I found, especially, and I think COVID affected me in this way, is that I realized it's okay to take a break. Right? It's okay to take a break. Just don't quit.
Yes.
Just don't quit. If you quit, it will become a habit, right? And so whatever it is that people need to recharge and come back stronger, I'll share a quick story with you. Young man and an old man, they're in the forest, right? And they got to chop down a tree for time. Boom, go. Young man sawing away, old man sawing away. Several minutes pass, old man sits down. Young man gets a grin on his face like this old man's tired, does not have what it takes, right? Keeps going. A few minutes pass, the old man resumes. Several more minutes pass, the old man sits down again. Young man's grin gets even bigger. He's like, this old man is tired. He does not have what it takes to keep up with me. I'm winning this competition for sure. A few minutes pass, the old man resumes. A few more minutes pass, and the old man's tree, boom, falls down. And the young man is like, what? So he walks over to the old man and said, how did you do that? I mean, I'm over here sawing away tirelessly, and every time I look at you, you're sitting down. And he said, I wasn't sitting down, son. I was sharpening my saw.
I love that. Yeah.
So sometimes when you take that moment to reset, when you take that moment to reflect, when you take that moment to recharge, you can come back stronger and be more effective. You just can't stay sitting down. You got to get back up.
That's right. I love that, because I tell people too, it's okay to have self-care days. I'm like, what is something that you love to do? Maybe watch a movie on Netflix, or go and get your nails done, your hair done. Do something other than thinking about work.
Right? Teach his own, but do something.
Yeah, go do something. And as a man that wears many hats, and being a girl dad, how do you create time for like family after creating the reality show, yoga instructor, finding everything?
Yeah, I think one, it's good that my girls are cut from the same cloth. So between school, dance, gymnastics, volleyball, basketball, tutoring, time with friends, and they're pretty busy also. To the extent that I can, I try to integrate them into as much of what I'm doing. Hence, they're in the show with me as well, so I get to see them, you know, on set and things. And as busy as I am, it's like, you know, I one of the benefits of owning all of my own companies is I set my own schedule. So even if it's in the middle of the day, if they have a performance at their school or they have a game or something, I can always shoot out and get to that. Now I might have a dinner meeting right after that, but I always make it a point to get to their things and support them and let them know that, you know, that I'm there, right? It's like it said, Maya Angelou says, right? Well, people won't remember, you know, what you said, people won't remember what you did, you know, people won't remember what you gave them, but they'll remember how you made them feel, right? And I want them to feel supported and feel like I'm, you know, like I'm here. So that's, again, something post-COVID I'm even taking a greater concerted effort, you know, to do than before. I mean, I think many of us, especially you can relate to this coming from a African household, is just like hard work, right? My dad growing up, how many PhDs are you gonna get, right? And it's just like, you know, it's like, you know, it's that. And so I certainly had a strong work ethic, and I wasn't as present and wasn't around as much as maybe I would have liked, or even they would have liked as when they were little, because I was working so hard to provide the best opportunities for them, right? And what I came to find later is that, you know, my girls are going to get more out of spending, you know, a day in the park with me than a day at Disneyland. Right. You know, and money and possession and stuff is fleeting as in comparison to true connection and quality time. Right. So, you know, I try to get that. And again, now that my girls are getting, you know, older, right, I recognize I only have a window, right? You know, a few more years before they're off and running. So I want to take advantage of this time.
That's dope. And speaking of the youth, you have a basketball league, right? Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
I founded a nonprofit called Future Stars. I played basketball in college. And after I was done, I was doing lessons for kids after school. And, you know, as my career progressed, I found like economically it didn't make the most sense for me to spend time doing that. But I still had a zest for helping and working with kids. So I created this camp. I do it every summer here in Southern California. I've served thousands of kids over the years. We've actually, this last summer, did our 19th camp, believe it or not. So I've been doing it for a long time. And I love sports because it teaches hard work, perseverance, teamwork, winning, losing, all these things that we need to know, and that translate into success in life at large. So I do that, you know, again, I've got all these things that I've got going on. You know, I launched a co-founder of a brand called Cream Malicious, the first Black-owned, nationally distributed ice cream company.
Wow.
We're in Target, Walmart, Kroger, Schnucks, Myers, and was able to support a wonderful founder and inventor of the ice cream, Liz Rogers, another powerhouse, dynamic woman of color, and just to be a part of that. And so one of the things that and the overall central theme that I'd want to share in telling you all this stuff is that I've come to understand that a true business, right, true empire runs in spite of you, not because of you. And so one of the reasons I'm able to do all of these things is it's all about a team. It's all about building systems and resources. And J. Paul Getty was the first reported billionaire in United States history. He came up with the wealth building principle. Stated simply, I'd rather earn 1% effort from 100 people than 100% of my own. Right. So the reason I'm able to own all these companies and do all these things is, one, I guess you can call it, I'm a little sick, right? I have a lot of things I want to do, but at the same time, it's having a wonderful team and support around me to facilitate all these things, because there's no way that I could do it, you know, on my own without a great team and the support and love from my friends and family as well.
Right. I love that you just do what you want to do and you don't procrastinate and you just decide, this is what I want to do and I'm going to go for it. You have one life, why not?
I mean, look, here's, like, take this, right? You have to be bold. And here's my contention. Only something good comes from being bold. Either you're going to get something you never had, or continue not to have what you didn't have anyway. So when you think about it, if I don't have something and I try it, I would love to go talk to get that new client, right? If I go to talk to them, maybe they'll reject me. Okay, were they your client before? No. So what have you lost, right? Oh man, that's a good looking woman, man. I'd love to take her out on a date. Okay, so if I go up to her, what's the worst thing that could happen? She could tell me no. She could say, leave me alone, right? Was that my girlfriend before? Nope. So what if I lost, right? So my whole contention is be bold, swing away. swing away, right? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So I would rather live my life having experienced and saying, dang, that didn't work out for me, or, you know, that failed, than wonder what if. No, I'm not leaving this earth wondering what if. I'm swinging.
I love that. And I wish more people would think like that, and it gets more things done. And rather than you saying, all right, I'm going to do it, and then get scared, and 7 months later, somebody else does it before you, then they're kicking themselves in the ass, because then they're like, I shoulda, woulda, coulda.
I reference that as the 3 I's, right? You have the first I as the innovator. They're the first to do something. They make the biggest splash. They make the most money. You got the second I as the imitator. The imitator, you know, sees the value, comes on a little later, but they typically do okay also. And then you got the last I as the idiot, right? The idiot, the ship has sailed, right? The train has left the station, and now you're like, now I want to get on, and you're done. It's finished.
Too late, yeah. I love that. I love that you do that. That's dope. Do you have an event coming up for the basketball league or something?
I do. There's two big fundraising activities I do for the camp. First of which is a golf tournament that was just past May. I do that. This was our 15th year doing the golf tournament, and I've got my 3rd annual gala coming up here in Hollywood on the 26th of October. Trying to sell this thing out, looking to get 300 to 400 guests to come out. I've got a surprise, actually 2 surprise guest singing appearances from some people that you would know. So I want to get guests out there, but it's a tremendous event. You know, one of the things with the camp that's great is that because of the fundraising efforts, I'm able to scholarship most kids who come to the camp. So people who could otherwise not afford to come to the camp are able to come out. And then also we're able to provide scholarships to kids to finish school, right? And so kids that, you know, hey, maybe they're short on tuition, or they can't afford books, or they, you know, they want to go out of state to school, but they can't afford to get there. Like, we're able to help them and support them. And we typically through the years have had, you know, various, you know, NBA players come through the camp and also talk to the kids about their experiences. Most recently, we had Norman Powell, the Los Angeles Clippers, came this last summer and talked to the kids and just about his story about resilience and you know, believing in himself and pushing through until he made his way. And so these lessons are, again, invaluable, I think, for these kids to have.
I love that. And it was definitely a pleasure having you on the show today. Before we go, I wanted to see if you can tell us again the name of the book, the app, your socials, and where we can reach you.
Yeah, all the things. Just Google me, you'll find all the stuff. But the show is Mind, Body, Money. Mind, Body, Money. Look out for that. October 1st, coming out on the Impact Network. Our social on that show is mindbodymoney.show. So you can look at that. Instagram. My social media handles are at Eszylfie Taylor across the board on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, at Eszylfie Taylor. The name of my practice is Taylor Insurance and Financial Services. Again, I think if you just Google me, you'll find all the stuff. Go get your Creamalicious ice cream at the grocery store as well. Don't forget about that. Going back to the show, we have the app on the App Store. If you have an Apple iPhone, mind.body.money is the app you can download for free. But I'm here, right? I'm swinging away, and I'm here to be a resource and a blessing to everyone, you know, that I can. And you know, I'm far from perfect, far from a finished product, but I'm enjoying the journey and can't wait to see what's next and take this ride with you guys. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. This is not the last of Eszylfie Taylor. Okay, period. Keep a lookout for him. He's doing an amazing job. I'm super proud of you. Congratulations again. And we will see you guys at the next episode of Remi TV.
Asking you to support a fellow Rhode Islander and check out Remi TV. That's right, Remi TV.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Maya, and you were tuned into Remi TV.